Hi, I'm Sifu Kuttel, and welcome to Taiji Connection, the series where we look at the moments between the movements and the transitions between positions. In this video, we're going to be working on kicking with our left leg, keeping our left leg up, turning around, and then kicking with our left leg again. This is not an easy transition based on a number of things, having to have the right amount of balance, strength, and then coordination to turn while doing the hand motions as well. And there are a couple of outside factors that may affect this as well, like the type of terrain you're standing on, or what kind of footwear you have, if your shoes are going to grip, which can all affect your performance during this. So I do want you to give yourself an allowance as you do this, because you may be wearing some good grippy, thick-soled tennis shoes, and you may be doing this on concrete that makes it very difficult for you to pivot. So if that's the case, give yourself an allowance, but understand that this was traditionally done on more of a smooth surface and with not as aggressive tread on the shoes. So it's actually a little bit easier to pivot that way. If you have a chance, try to do this with something that has less grip in an area that you can kind of slide a little bit. And we're going to work on the body mechanics of getting our leg to swing down and up into position, but not too much. Let's go get to work. I'll show you. So the combination we're working from here is I'm starting with a left heel kick out towards the corner, and then I'm going to turn into a left heel kick towards almost the 180 degrees. It's not completely 180 degrees, but it is a huge turn into this kick. And unlike other Taiji Connection videos where we focus on just the isolating the different parts of it, just so that you can see it and start working on it, we're going to turn this more into almost like a drill or a workout to get used to the motions. So the first thing we're going to do is isolate just this end part. Now, you'll find that as you do this, you may require extra pivots on the foot. So you have to be able to pivot on the toe and the heel equally here. You may not be able to do it just in one motion, just on the heel or just on the toe. For this last part of the pivot, it's good to be able to do this part on the toe. So we raise our heel and then drop our heel down. And what we're going to do is just raise our knee. So we'll start from a regular third line stance, and my toes are pointing forward. And ideally, when I finish this, my back foot toes are going to be pointing towards the 45. So I'm going to raise up, turn the heel, and then drop it down. Okay, nice and simple right here. Okay, now I'm making kind of an extra motion showing that I'm shifting back the weight on this leg, but you're going to have to do that in motion because we're also going to raise our knee up at the same time. So raise and then end in that position. Raise and end in that position. Raise up. Notice now I don't really need to raise my foot up anymore. Here I just scoot to that position. We're going to do a couple of these first. Now get used to collecting the hands as well at this point. So we can start open and then collect, open, collect. Now, let's start turning a little bit more. So now my toes should be pointing towards, actually towards that, completely towards the side. And then I'm going to bring my hands down, turn towards the side here. So full 180 here, turn, okay? Again, well, not full 180, but we want to have those toes pointing towards that 45. So again, collect, turn. Collect, turn, collect, turn. If you do this and you get really comfortable with this, that's the major part of the battle. Really, from there, we just have to do it with one leg up already. So let's focus on that. We'll isolate that. So now I'm going to point my knee. My toes on my posting leg are straight out to the side. My knee points towards the corner. And then now I have to turn around. And what we're going to do is really break this down. Drop the foot, turn and lift like we did before, okay? So again, my knee pointing here, down, turn, okay? Again, knee, down, turn. This is kind of the in-between. If you can do it, great. Now this is what we really want to look for, okay? So now for my leg up, I'm going to do a slight drop. I'm going to draw like a little smiley face with my knee. My knee is going to go down and up, not touching the ground. But this is what's going to be the power that's going to bring me across here, okay? So again, I drop, down, and come back up. Again, from here, drop, down, and come back up. Get used to pivoting with that. Check your foot at the end of the pivot, make sure it's in the correct position. Now, we're going to have our arms out as we kick from our initial first kick. And it's really difficult if you try to just keep your arms out and swing the leg out and do this. There's a lot of extra effort that's going on. So just like how we bring our knee in and point, our hands are going to come in at the same time. It's easier for us to spin if all our limbs are in, okay? And it helps us keep our balance a lot better from the kick too. So from here, kick, as my leg comes in, my arms come in, and I can work on the pivot itself. So again, you can start with the knee up, dip, and bring the hands across. Dip, and bring the hands across. Dip, and bring the hands across. Now from here, it's simply kick to kick. Okay, so my toes are pointing to the side. I'm going to kick to the 45. Up, out, limbs come in, pivot, out. Much easier for this one. And that's really what you want to focus on. So take the time, start from neutral position, raise, raise with the hands, start by facing the other side, raise, and then start with the knee up, turn, and then finally do it with the kicks themselves. All right, so there you have it. You can see it's actually not as difficult once we bring everything in and then we go outward, as well as letting that knee drop down a little bit and come back up to give us that little extra push for that pivot across. I hope this helps you on this kick. It's not an easy kick to do or transition from kick to kick. And like I mentioned in the beginning, depending on the terrain that you're on and depending on what type of shoes you're wearing, this can become even more difficult. So if you're finding that even with doing these things where you're bringing the arms in to help you do that turn, you're letting the knee drop to help you swing over to the other side, and you're still getting caught up in the in-betweens, check your surroundings, check what the surface is that you're working on, check your shoes, and see if you can try in a different environment where you have a little more smooth of a surface and you can kind of pivot a little bit easier and see how your balance works then. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much.